It's your girl Shanita Nicole, and welcome to Do Dream On if you're new, and if you're already a dreamer, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about these super cute composition notebooks. Now, make sure you watch the whole video because I'm showing you how to design these as well as how to properly put them on your composition notebook. The video may seem a little long, but I promise you it is worth it. I'm dropping all the gems, y'all. So let's just jump right into the video. Let's go. Okay, y'all. So a few things I want to point out. All composition notebooks are not created equal. These are composition notebooks from the Dollar Tree. These are from Five Below, or this one is from Five Below. This one is from Walmart Pen and Gear, and this is the one that I'm going to be using in the video, except it is college ruled, not white ruled. And then these are from Target, okay? So if you look at these, first the colors are different, and then what's really important is this black border here. This one is thinner, this one is thicker, right? They all look different, they even feel different, and this will change the width of your designs. Even the edges look different. So these are things that you want to take into consideration, okay? Now, this means that for each and every last one, you guys, you know what you're going to have to do? You are going to have to measure wherever you got your notebooks from. You're going to have to measure them individually to make sure that you are printing these out correctly. And when I say measure, I mean measure the height, and I mean measure the width from the black border to the edge. Okay, so you have to measure them because they all look differently. You also want to print your image out on regular printer paper, not your sticker paper that you're using, so that you don't mess it up. You want to print it out, and then you want to cut it and lay it on top of whichever composition notebook that you're using to make sure that it fits correctly, it's centered from the black line to the edge, okay? Now, I'm going to go over all the specifics with these, but I had to grab this one because at first I didn't have these out. So you're going to see this in the next portion of the video, okay? So these are the composition notebooks that I grabbed. I got these literally weeks ago, but we're going to be using Pen and Gear, but the college ruled one, okay? You'll see that later on. I also used this. This is like a steel ruler so that I could cut with my X-Acto knife. I wanted to make sure that I was straight as possible. I use this healing mat. All of this will be linked down below. I also use my handy dandy scissors. Shout out to Bella Canvas for those. And then a squeegee. This squeegee was great because this squeegee has like a velvety cover over it. I use this side as well, but sometimes this will kind of scrape, but they both worked really, really good. But I like this because this kind of made it more smoother, okay? We also use the sticky paper. So I use this holographic paper that I got from Amazon. The links for all of this will be down in the description. This one, I had to play with it a couple times to get it correct because at first it was playing with my emotions. But I'll leave that below. But this right here, the Paper Studio printable vinyl, I got this from Hobby Lobby. Y'all, this printable vinyl right here is amazing. It did what it was supposed to do. I mean, it printed out great. It was easy to work with. I could pull it up if I needed to without it messing up the image. Baby, 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. And then I use these Scotch self-adhesive laminating sheets. They are single-sided Scotch self-adhesive laminated sheets. You'll see how I use these because I wanted to make sure these were waterproof because, you know, she's going to be toting them around, etc. But I'll show you step by step everything. Make sure you stay to the end. I got all the tips, how to make sure it's amazing, all the things. Now let's decorate these with design. Let's design these and then meet me back here so we could get this going. please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so we are inside of Canva at the home page. We're going to go to custom size, and then we are going to put the dimensions. Now, here's the thing. You want to measure like I told you before. So we're going to go from units, pixels, we're going to change it to inches. And we are going to put the width as 6.9 and the height as 10 inches in height, okay? Because we want just a little bit of wiggle room. So this is how your screen will look, and that's what you'll design on. So now we're going to go to the one that we previously recorded on, but this is how it's going to look. All right, 6.9 by 10 inches. And remember, yours may be a little bit different, but this is what I use for mine. Okay, so now let's go to the composition notebooks that we already did, that you guys already saw. So these are the designs that I created for Madison, and I'm super duper excited because she loved these. She actually gave me some suggestions. I had these weeks ago, and I finally was able to do them because she came back home and she gave me what she wanted. Okay, so we're gonna pick one and we're just gonna start from scratch. It was super easy. Make sure you guys follow along. I think we're gonna do this sunflower one. She specifically wanted to do sunflowers. So what I did was I went to photos so that I could see what type of sunflowers they had. Now you could go to elements, you go to backgrounds, but I specifically went to photos for this particular photo. And voila, magic. Look how pretty all these sunflowers came up. And now you literally can just look at these and see which style that you want. Sunflowers are one of our favorite flowers, so I thought this one was really cute. It has like the large sunflower. As you see, it is in landscape, and this is kind of portrait mode. So when I right click and set it as a background, it is going to change the image completely. Right? So now I'm going to double click, and then I'm going to slide it over and position it to what I think that I like. I'm looking at the previous image to try to get as close as possible. I'm double clicking again, and then I'm making it a little bit larger. Now, when you're designing, you're thinking about the end process. So I know that I'm going to have to put that composition notebook element here. So I wanted the sunflower to be offset, and then you want to make sure that, because this is going to be a little bit larger, that on the right side it will be cut off a little bit. So make sure you keep all of these things in mind because we're making it a little bit wider than our image. Okay, so I'm going to go to elements, and then I'm going to search composition notebook. And this is not the correct spelling. I'm going to fix it in a second. So just bear with me. But I searched composition notebook, and then these came up. Now, the cool thing about this is you can change some of the colors. You can pick different ones. I chose this one because that's just what I like. This is a pro feature, and I want you to be aware of that. You can get some that are not pro features, and you don't even actually have to have it say composition notebook. You'll see I designed that as well. I thought this was super cute, and I really should have used this one in one of my other designs, but I decided not to. Anywho, the possibilities are endless, but I went ahead and went with this particular composition notebook element. Now, if this was a regular notebook, then I would align it in the middle of the notebook, right? But remember, we are thinking about that black binding side, so I'm not going to put it in the middle. You see that magenta line is letting us know that is the middle of the design. And remember, we're cutting off a little bit of the edge. So what I suggest is that you align this and then you print it out on regular printer paper. Cut it off just like how you're going to put it on the actual notebook so that you can know where it's going to be the middle of the notebook. And remember, different compositions have different, those black borders. So you want to be mindful of that too. So when you make this design once, if you use a different notebook from somewhere else, it may be a little different. So what I personally did was from the middle, I scooted it over to our left. Just like 2 inches, not 2 inches, like two movements over to the left. And this worked out for me. Now, did it work out the first time? No, it did not. I had to print it out maybe twice so I could get it perfect. And then once I got it perfect, I'm going to type her name, group it, and then I'm going to copy and paste it so that it can be in the exact same space on each composition notebook once I found out where the correct center is. Okay, so this is where trial and error comes in. Like, no one typically is perfect on the first try, so give yourself some grace with designing. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go and copy. I'm going to ungroup it, and then I'm going to copy the Madison Rose. I use the font Aramo. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation of it. And then I just aligned it onto the composition notebook element, and I'm actually going to zoom in so you could get as close as possible to it. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to see, make sure you zoom in. I'm going to align it so it can be right on the actual line. Like I said, all of this is just personal preference. And then I'm going to select the composition book element as well as Madison Rose, and then I'm going to group it so that I can keep copying and pasting it in the other designs. Okay, once you get it the way that you like, then you could go move forward. And that was simple, y'all. It turned out super cute. It's vibrant. It's popping. Now we're going to do this one. This was her second favorite one. Once again, super duper easy. We're going to go to elements, and I am actually going to search glitter for this design. Okay, tons of different things came up for the design, and I'm going to do something probably a little bit different because I didn't get just a regular glitter background. I grabbed this, which is kind of like a water splash, and I just made it larger. Here's where you could get creative with designing. You do not have to keep what they have. Look at that. I completely made it look different than what it looked like, and then I am going to bring in those edges just because I don't want that excess space. Once again, that's just a personal preference that you can have. I just want to make sure that it's as close as possible when I'm designing. So I grabbed that glitter. I designed it so I could make sure the certain flakes I wanted to see, etc. Just looks good to you. You can play around with it to get it how you like it. And then we're going to go ahead, go to elements, and then we're going to type in positive affirmations. If you guys know me, have been watching this channel, if you're new here, then you should know I love some positive affirmations. Like, these are super cute. We use selfie love and other ones and different ones. We're going to go ahead and grab the you are loved and the believe in yourself. All right, so this was the believe in yourself, and as you can see, these kind of the believe in yourself kind of get lost with the background, so I'm going to change it. The you are loved, that one works, and it actually matches the background, so we're going to keep it. But we're going to go to those colors at the top. When you see those circle colors, that means you can change the different colors. Okay, so I'm going to change that orangish peach color to white, and then I'm going to change to these like this kind of pink fuchsia color that's inside of the design, and then I'm going to keep that orange color for the little splashes on the side, right? But it's still getting lost, so I went to edit, and then I went to effects and shadow, and then we're going to add an outline. That makes it almost look like a sticker and completely changes how the design looks because now you can actually see it. So that's the cool thing about, once again, designing. You can change it however you like. And that was all I did. I'm going to grab that composition book and her name. That one had been ungrouped, so I'm going to group it again. I'm going to Command C, which is copy, and Command V, which is paste, because I am on a Mac. And now I know that's in the correct space for what I want. Once again, be mindful of the spacing. Be mindful of the sides. These are things that once you do it one time, you'll kind of know how to play around with it, okay? I want that closer to the border, and I want to make sure I do not put that close to the side, the right side, where I'm going to be cutting that off. So you want to make sure it's over a little bit to the left so that the design can come out right, okay? And like I said, please make sure you use that one printout as a guide or as a template so you can know for further composition notebooks, okay? So now we're going to go to the next one, and I'm actually going to speed it up, but if you want to, you can slow it down to see exactly what I did. I'm literally using elements, photos, and then I will be using backgrounds in some of these. A couple tips that I did was I did use filters on some of the butterflies and some of the additional things. So when you're designing, like I said, you can use elements, backgrounds, and photos. You can use those as backgrounds, but you can also change colors of the elements that you use. You can change filters with the elements that you use. It's so many things that you can do to change what's already there so that it could pop out, so that it can be more visible, so that it can go with your color scheme. So you want to just play around with it, but I'm not going to actually tell you everything step by step. Like for this one though, I liked what it said, but we couldn't see it. So I did go to edit and I went to outline like I did previously. And then for the butterflies, I went to edit and then I went to filters so that you can see the colors a little bit better. So get creative, have fun, and if you really interested in this part, ask specific questions down below, or you could slow it down so you can see exactly what I did step by step. Okay, we have successfully recreated each one of the designs and you guys can see it here. All right, so these look pretty close to what I originally designed. They turned out super cute. Madison liked them, everyone likes them. So now we're going to go ahead and download these, upload them into Silhouette Studio because that's where I print them out. So we're going to download. I want the pixels to be the largest amount. This is so the higher quality it will be, okay? I downloaded there and I do not personally print out of Canva. People ask me that all the time. So I'm printing out of Silhouette Studio. I am making sure the designs actually pop up in here a lot larger than this, but I make sure that they are 9.999 inches in height and 6.9 inches in width. Now remember, these are the composition notebooks, college rule pen and gear from Walmart. So this is what worked for me with that specific style, okay? All of these are printed out at the exact same size so that they can work well and easy, okay? So I just wanted to show you guys that. We're going to go ahead and print it out with my HP 9015. I did print all of them out with best quality and heavy weight paper, okay? Even though I use two different types of sticky paper. Okay guys, the first one we're doing is the pretty sunflower. We printed it out, like I said, on my HP 9015 printer, a regular inkjet printer. And then now we're gonna grab the self-adhesive lamination sheets and the single-sided lamination sheets from Scotch. And the top I really love because it automatically peels the top off so that you don't put the whole sheet on. This actually helps with bubbles and messing up and the paper sticking to each other, etc. So once you do that, I learned the faster you do it, the better. So as you pull it off, you smooth it down with your hand. You can use your squeegee, but the hand works good. The more you do anything, the better you get. So now it's all sticky. And I personally just go ahead and use my X-Acto knife and cut off the excess. You want to make sure you're using this and doing this on a healing mat because when you slice this up, you don't want to slice up your desk or anything else, okay? So I was just making sure that it will fit. And then now I'm taking my ruler. You could use multiple different rulers, but this ruler works for me, and I'm lining it up. This is why I made the width a little bit wider so that I can make sure there are no white spots on any of the images, okay? So it's going to be a little bit of the image cut off on the left as well as the right side. This is the side that's gonna go up to the black binding portion of it. So I want to make sure it's completely straight and clean, etc. So put a little bit of oomph in that pressure so you can make sure it comes off. It came off really, really good. I'm only going to use my X-Acto knife for the left side that's gonna go to the black binder and the top. And I only do that so that I can make sure that those line up like a perfect L, okay? So that's what I'm doing, and I'm cutting a little bit of the bottom off because that's going to get cut off by the X-Acto knife. But I also learned that the more excess, it kind of makes it a little bit harder to use. Try to get as close as possible to your image that you can. Now remember, this is my first one, so I was playing around with it. The more you do things, the better you get, okay? So I went ahead, peeled the back of it off, and I used it like those lamination sheets where I tried to peel a little bit of it back, and I was trying to make sure it was aligned perfectly to the black bind, and it took me a couple tries to get it perfectly. So give yourself some grace and keep trying. But then it went on perfect, no bubbles, no air bubbles. It was nice and smooth, and it looked really, really good. One of the reasons I love this printable vinyl so much is because when I made a mistake putting it on the cover, I was able to completely lift it up. It did not tear the cover up. It did not put any wrinkles in the printable vinyl. And then I was able to self-correct. Y'all, it would have been so much harder if I couldn't self-correct. And with my holographic paper, I had a couple issues with that, but you guys won't see that, but I'll tell you about it. So give yourself a lot of grace and be very careful. But this printable vinyl right here, it worked so good for what I needed to work for. And like I said, this was the first time, so I flipped it over as you guys saw, and then I'm taking the X-Acto knife and I am cutting along the edges to make sure that it is nice and smooth. This, once again, like, was my first time, so it took me a couple tries, but if you put a little bit of oomph in that cutting with the X-Acto knife, it's a lot easier, so you could get it better the first time. But it worked out smooth, and I really, really love how it turned out. You guys, look how easy this was, and look how it turned out. OMG. The first one actually is one of my favorite ones. It turned out really, really good. It's nice and smooth. I'm just making sure that it's adhering on there. I don't want her to get there and then, you know, it messes up. So I also made sure I went around all of the edges again and put a lot of firm pressure so that I can make sure it will stay adhered to the beginning of the notebook, to the beginning, to the cover of the notebook. Okay, so I'm going to speed these up a little bit, but I did want to just show you. I'm doing the exact same thing. I just get better with time with it, but I'm doing the exact same thing that I did before. So this holographic paper, y'all, this one tried to play me. I already had put the lamination sheet on top already, but this one is the good time. But this one did give me a couple issues before, and the only thing I did was completely take it off. So I was trying to be proactive this time because I knew it was a little bit of issues, and y'all see how quick I did it. Like I said, sometimes you gotta just rip that band-aid off. But right there, you see that? I was able to fix that bubble. I was scared, but I said, let me try to press it down first. But the holographic was a little bit different. If I tried to peel it up, which I did at one point, it did pull the top of the cover off. So this one I couldn't fix like how I could the printable vinyl. So I was trying to be very careful and very proactive with it. So each sticker paper could possibly be different, so I just want you to prepare yourself for that. But the end result turned out great, and honestly, that's all that matters. And like I said, with much practice, you'll get better with it, and it was pretty easy. I did 6 of these for Madison for 6 of her classes at school. And that's all, folks. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. I think this was a great project. I learned a lot. If you, like I said, have any specific questions, let me know. It's multiple ways to do this. I mean, I could have done this 5, 6 other different ways, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys make some. If you do, put them in the Facebook group, Crafty Queen Dreamer, or you can email me at dodreamon3@gmail.com. But that's a wrap. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, holla at your girl. If you have not already, please join our Facebook group, Crafty Queen Dreamer. We love it over there. Follow me on Instagram, DoDreamOn is the handle. TikTok, DoDreamOn is the handle. And I love y'all. Did y'all know that? I think y'all knew that. Anywho, y'all be safe out there. You hear? Bye. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.